Captain on the bridge.
Alright, captains, we are back on the bridge, and today, yes, we will be on the USS Yeager. Captains, before we get into this video, do us a favor, hit that like button. Also, if you're new here, subscribe here to the YouTube bridge, as we're always on the lookout for like-minded captains where we can share our love, passion for Star Trek Online, but also things Star Trek. Now, with that said, here we go. Captains, we are on our 7th video now for the First Contact Day Fleet Series Tribute. So we'll go quickly to the YouTube log here. And as you can see here, we started with the Oberth, we went to the Miranda, Soyuz, to the Nebula, to the Steamrunner, and then our latest one was the USS Thunderchild, aka Legendary Kira, which was just recently released. So that was pretty good in terms of its timing. But now we're on to our next ship here. And again, we're doing a tribute to the First Contact Day ships. And now we're on to the USS Yeager, also a Saber class. So when we go here to the USS Yeager information, all we get is the USS Yeager was a 24th Century Federation Saber class starship operated by Starfleet. In 2373, the Yeager fought against the BERG in the Battle of Sector 001, Star Trek First Contact. Yes, that's it. But we go over to the actual information for the Saber class. This is what we get. Here it is. Armament, of course, is phasers and photon torpedoes, so nothing too different of the build that we've been doing. But we kind of read a little bit here more on it. 2 Saber class starships were under construction at the Utopia Planitia Fleet Yards in Voyager Relativity. A number of Saber class starships participated in the Battle of Sector 001 of 2373 and the Dominion War of 2374 to 75. In 2401, at least one ship of the class was on display in the Fleet Museum at Athen Prime, Picard Bounty. So that's pretty cool that it was also in Star Trek Picard. The class featured an angular primary hull with an integrated navigational deflector and secondary hull. The weapon cells were attached directly to the saucer. So a very different design as well. Not really different, kind of almost close to the Defiant. Speaking of the Defiant, we'll be on her soon. So let's go back to the Stowbridge here. And there it is, yes. So we named this ship, of course, the USS Yeager. And this did just recently go under, well, not recently, like last year, I believe, it went over a skin remake. And it was really done well, in my opinion. Of course, Thomas's work, Thomas Marone, our artist design here, does a great job, and you can tell that his passion is where his work is, definitely. Now, again, not one of my favorite designs, but this particular one kind of grew on me in terms of just being the next type generation of ships to fight the Borg. But especially that deflector kind of looks like just like an evil eye. But anyways, what we're going to do in this video, like we've done in the previous ones, we're going to go over the build, the weapons, space set, consoles, traits, stations, and DOFs, and then take it into a Cure Advance. So here we go. So the USS Yeager, the Da Vinci Miracle Worker Escort. So we'll start here again with the 4 weapons. And this time we decided to go with a very beam heavy to synergize with its capabilities in terms of its specialization. So here we have the phaser beam arrays with the crit DM damage times 3 rerolled, but it also has the over mod, the beam overload mod. And that's all 4 of them is what we decided to put here in the 4. And I bought this with the exchange. Now, the proc on this was pretty okay, it's pretty decent. I actually took this out last night and it was procking pretty good. So in my mind, it's always gonna be beam overload. So there you go. It's a beam overload heavy type build. Space set, nothing too different than what we've been using. The Elite Fleet Intervention Protomatter Deflector from your Fleet Colony. The prevailing innovated impulse engines from your competition rep. The Mycelial Harmonic Matter Antimatter Core. And Tilly's Review Pending Modified Shield, both of which are from the Discovery rep. The 2-piece here. does give you 120% hull regen. And this being an escort, yeah, it's going to need a little bit more hull, at least to keep the hull up, because it is an escort. After weapons, nothing too different. Trilithium enhanced omnidirectional phaser beam. We got this from the episode Nexus. It's a free omni beam. Gives us a chance for weapon haste too, so nothing too bad there. Omnidirectional phaser beam. Got off the exchange a long time ago. We rolled the damage times 3 PTM. And of course, to round it off there, the prolonged engagement photon torpedo, which I literally got from an event campaign. It is account unlocked, but now is only available through the Phoenix prize pack as a very rare tier prize, I believe. But to get our photon torpedoes firing in the 4, we are going to be using our new console here, or new experimental weapon, I should say, the experimental dual warhead launchers. So literally all this is firing 2 photon torpedo launchers every 8 seconds. So not too bad. But this build is more based on beams, but to keep up with visuals and to keep up with the cannon and of course the armament as stated in the tab there, the information on the Saber, we're going to go with that. And to be honest, this will be on a lot of our builds that has experimental weapon slots now. Devices, 2 different here. We got Kobayashi Maru transponder, and we got 1 lonely energy candy here for plus 20% bonus energy weapon damage for 20 seconds. I will take this opportunity and actually teach you caps just in case, especially if you're new here. So you're gonna go to your R&D tab here. You're gonna go to the 3 heads here. R&D. We'll make some. We'll make some. Show you captains. I always say this is our energy candy or our torp candy. All you gotta do is go there. Oh, 10. There you go. Perfect. That's all we needed. Go to the beams tab there. When you got it all leveled up. All right, actually, this unlocks pretty early there. If not right away, go to consumable battery energy amplifier. There you go. Should be in inventory. Use that. Boom. Now I have 11, which will get us through this mission. So next up, consoles. So the Lorca's custom fire controls. This comes from your discovery rep for 3.9 critical chance, but also 157.5 starship shield penetration. So not too shabby. Consoles is what we decided to do here. Binaural infusion circuits from the LLaP store gives us 29.5 starship hull capacity. And of course, the flat out 26.2% critical severity. And like I mentioned before, this console will almost be for sure on all of our Federation type builds. Experimental power redirection from your Excelsior 2.0, which is from, of course, Starship Picard. And you can get from your event prize as of this moment, 2023. So why not pick this out? I highly recommend it. It gives you 19.9% increased energy damage, and in this build, it's going to help us a lot. And plus 13.3 Starship Weapon Amplification. Improves critical hit severity with our weapons. And another beam overload sort of visual here. We're going with our emulating phaser lance for its 15.8% phaser damage, but also 43.8 Starship shield penetration. That's going to help. And this is from your Pilot Deimos Destroyer, which you can also get from your event campaign prize. This is our first pick that we did ever. Do not regret it one little bit. Next up, very familiar console, the Dynamic Power Redistributing Module, the DPRM from your Atlas, aka Prototype Dreadnought, which you can also get from your event campaign. 11.3 all damage resistance rating, but also giving us and helping us 19% directed energy damage. But for 20 seconds, when you click on it, plus 40% bonus damage while your hull is above 80%. Plus 100 bonus damage resistance rating, plus 500% hull regen. So it's a great oh crap button. And then we're pairing it, of course, with the Point Defense Bombardment Warhead. This is from the NX, any version of the NX. There's plus 25% projectile damage and cute 1% critical chance. But on this build, the two-piece definitely will be helping a lot, as this gives us plus 33% phaser damage for directed energy weapons. This time we're going to go with Domino for plus 15% phaser damage, plus 20 AC rating. Now this is from your Bajoran Interceptor. We've got this as an event prize, but you can get this from your Phoenix prize pack in the Epic tier token. When we hit it, for 10 seconds, 25% fire cycle haste for energy weapons, plus 25% bonus all damage, along with recharge speed for bridge officer abilities, plus 100% recharge speed for torpedo weapons. And if you defeat a foe while this is on, plus 2-second duration is added to all effects. So there you go. This can keep going and can stack up to 10 times. Now we're going to also use its baby brother, or what I deem its baby brother, the M6 computer. This is from your Temple Escort, which you can just buy from your Starship Fleet Yard there. And to sell, it's very similar to the Domino, but just kind of lesser stats, in a sense. But still pretty good, nothing to sneeze at. Plus 15% bonus all damage for 15 seconds. 25% cooldown reduction for tactical bridge officer abilities. 20% fire cycle haste for all weapons for 15 seconds. And also you get plus 30 AC and plus 30 defense. And then we're just rounding it off this time with vulnerability locators for phasers for the plus 39.4% phaser damage, plus 2% critical chance. So stat-wise, this does give us 46.6% crit chance, and our crit severity is at 178.2%. But we also have our pen endeavors helping us, our personal endeavors. I am ranked at 600. I can be ranked higher, but we were ranked 600 and doing fine before they added the 150, and we're doing fine now. So I've seen no real rush in or maxing our pen endeavor system unless I decide to min-max, which really at this point I'm not. So there you go. But I do have that option, and I do this to show you, captains, you don't necessarily need all the DACA to get through the content, especially when you pair it with the content that you play. So I know that this will get me through the content that I play. So through our skills here, you can pause this whenever you want. We spent 8 in engineering, 10 in sci, and the rest 28 points in tactical. I have not changed this for years, and like I said, we do just fine. Specialization, primary intel, secondary temporal ops. For our traits, this is what we got going on. So a good day to die, adaptive offense, self-modulating fire, superior beam training, fragment of AI tech, beam barrage, unconventional systems, Terran targeting systems, intelligence agent attaché, and the Boimler effect. Yes, I will always keep saying it that way. Starship traits and captains, you can see I did not T6X this ship. I do that to ships that I would rarely use or not going to use a lot, but also prove that the performance of this can be good regardless if you use that or not. Obviously it will be better, but we try to sometimes we do this to prove a point. So we only got 5 to work with here, and this is what we're going to decide to go with. Carrier wave shield hacking helps us when we use tractor beam to take the shields down, and for 5 seconds have direct hull damage to our target. Universal designs, emergency weapon cycle, overpowered and overgunned. And we're actually going to use the trait that comes with the ship, which is energy overdrive, movement and beam damage from beam firing modes. So it's going to help. Space rep is what we got going on. Precision, advanced targeting systems, enhanced shield penetration, magnified firepower, Tyler's duality. And of course here our active space reputation, anti-time entanglement singularity, biomolecular shield generator, Force challenge. Tethered bionic asteroid, which is probably another Riker maneuver waiting. Ha. Refactoring Tetron Cascade. Now to our stations, we're going to go left to right, top to bottom here, as we normally always do. So we are going with tractor beam, scramble sensors, destabilized warp core. I mentioned in our previous videos on any time we use this is one of my favorite powers to use because of the visual that it gives you. It makes the explosion look even prettier. Attack pattern beta. Narrow sensor bands 3 and exceed rated limits 3. So we are going to be leaning into the miracle worker power here, or powers I should say, that boost energy damage. And this is a energy damage firing mode. It does deplete your hull while it's on, but it does pretty awesome because it gives you some massive fire cycle haste for your weapons. So we're going to hope that we just defeat our board pretty quickly. Let's have chemosite lace weaponry, distributed targeting, and we are going to be pairing it up with beam fire at will. So we're going to be going between the two firing modes and kind of managing it that way because we do have a lot of targets to hit since we're the only ship going into that mission. Emergency power to engines, emit unstable warp bubble, and emergency power to weapons 3. And to round it off, the jam targeting sensor. So we still have 4 uncon procs here, which will help with our cooldowns. So now we go to our dopes, So the 2 on ground helping us in space, Neil Falconer, increased damage versus the BERG. And of course he was in first contact, so that's pretty cool. Elder Malikatan, increased damage versus all. And then for space, this is what we decided to do. So we have this energy weapon officer here. Chance for beam overload to cause all attacks against the target gain 30% shield penetration. So when the proc goes off there, in our mind, yeah, we're going to get some shield pen there. Now I know we're not manually targeting it, but that's okay. It's still helping in my mind. Why not? Agent Neural is going to help us, give us a little bit of hull restoring when we hit attack pattern beta. And then the rest are 2 energy weapons officers. Here, 1 will give us a chance to stack crit chance when we fire energy weapons, and the other chance to stack crit severity when we fire energy weapons. Delirine here for increased damage versus the BERG. Emergency con hologram officer here recharges evasive maneuvers, EBC maneuvers when emergency powered engine is activated. So there you go, captains. That is the build. And as I always say, captains, keep in mind, I only do these builds for fun. Could I do them better? Of course I can, but I mostly do this for my immersion and trying to keep theme builds and show that you can actually do canon builds with one end and still do pretty good, especially for the content that I play. So that is the reason. But again, the design of the ship, not my actual favorite, but it does have a certain charm with it. And I've come to grow to be fond of this ship and its sort of odd looking arrangement here. But so again, what we're gonna do is go take this into Cure Advance, and we're gonna go to the left docking station first, clear out the Borg there, zip over to the right side, clearing all the ships heading towards the Kang, because our objective here is to make sure that Kang does not get to 0%. Take out the right dock station and then head over to the center, clearing out all the remaining BERG. So here we go. Let's do that. Head over here and show what this bad boy can do. One lonely ship against all of the BERG here. Let's see. Oof. Always love it when I see warp outs. All right, Caps, here we go. Have a little here, so there you go. Aim the left side. Get some Kobayashi Maru buff goodness going on. And use ERL right away here. This BERG, boom. Take that out pretty quick. Take out this ship here. Oh, we're gonna go. Oh, we took out the ships behind us. That's great. We'll go back, loop around. We're gonna go try to get these ships over here. Take out there. You can see the fire cycle haste really does help. Take out everything. They got a couple shots in there, but that's okay. There's our photon torpedo launching there from our experimental weapon. ERL going off again. Take the shields off. Aft torpedoes. Oh, some laggy. Take the BERG here. Grab their attention. Take this out here. Trying to leave our buffs here for the major pew-pews. Thank you. Take this BERG Raptor out. And then head over to the right docking station. There's the beam overload procs. Yes! Love it. Oh, we got some lag here, but that's okay. We'll get through this still. There's a beam overload from our redirecting console there, from the Excelsior. And boom, still taking out the BERG cube. I love this. Woo! Took care of that right quick. Now we'll head over to here to take care of the Negvars heading over. As we square off them, fire some photon torpedoes. See, that's why I got that console. 100% for its visual, giving us photon torpedoes. Take that out, take this out. There's that explosion there that I love from the destabilized warp core. Boom. Oh, a little laggy here this time, but it's okay. We head over to the cube here. Beam overload's going off. Yes! See, it does proc here. It's okay. And we're going to actually put the biomolecular shield up here just in case. Why not use it? We might need to... Getting a little bit beat here. Again, it is an escort, so... Keep in here. Oh, stay inside. Ah! Okay, it's okay. It is an escort, so sometimes it does happen. We have the cube again. Objective is there to actually take care of the Kang. She's doing fine there. So we'll just respawn here. If it'll allow us, respawn. There you go. Head over there, finish everything off here. And there's some Negvars heading over here, so we'll take care of them first again. We have some of our buffs coming back, so that's okay. This is what we're gonna do. Buff up now. Head over to the TAC cube. Yes. Hush. Look at that. Just a little bit more would have taken care of it, but that's okay. Let's clean it up here. Boom. There you go. Now it did really well. Still, especially for an escort. Again, this doesn't have a lot of hull. Only about 88k hull, but that's okay. Let's over to Kang, say, sir, get out of here. Get out of here. You have permission to go. Get out. So we're gonna have some buffs here against... Oh, we had a Negvar here still. Get some energy candy up here. Take care of that. So then now we have the assimilated ship to come by here. Give us time to get some buff goodness back here. Get closer there to the ship. Take the shields down via tractor beam. take that out there. Get some shield. You can see the shield pen there. Shields are up, but we're still getting damage to the hull. Last little bit of buffs here. Boom. There we go. And that's how she did. And of course, captains, like I said, keep in mind this is all fun, but we took one ship and we're taking one ship into these crew advances, and they're doing just hunky-dory. So we're going to go over here, take a quick selfie. Captains, if you don't know what that is, those are our ship selfies. Just to show that this BERG buster did indeed take out some BERG. Okay, so warp out here, back to Sol system, and then give our conclusions. Again, I don't sweat it really when our ship goes boom because we respawn, and really, it's just a game. And it's doing these are really fun, captains, and that's why I love doing these type of series, and any opportunity that we get to do a series here to come up with something in terms of builds, this always actually helps us also get back to ships that we don't normally use. And I'm glad that we're doing this series because, again, this is a ship that I don't normally use. And because of the series, we're going to take it out. But I do have another idea in the future, but we'll worry about that. So there you go, captains. That is how the Saber did. That is how the USS Yeager did. And it just did fine. We took on the BERG and we kicked their pixelated ass. So again, captains, when it comes to these first contact builds or any of the theme builds, like I said, I always make sure that I build these ships to how I get through the content. And that's what's important. You can build your ship any way you want because at the end of the day, you're the one captaining these ships. And we've always been having fun here doing these. And look, we're being visited by a Sovereign class. So who is that? Let's give them a shout out. We have Jean-Luc Picard of the USS Enterprise E. Shout out to you, my captain or admiral, whatever we want to call it. So there you go. And these ships look good together. So there you go, captains. We are in our 7th video in this First Contact Day series, and we have next up the Norway. Boy, do I have some dialogue for that ship. But do us a favor, like the video, comment below, let us know what you think of the Saber, and also subscribe here to the YouTube bridge, as we're always on the lookout for like-minded captains, and we will leave it on this note.
Live long and prosper.